My name's Antony Benham. I'm the Regional Director for MSA Mining Consulting UK, which is part of the MSA Group. We are a consulting company. We undertake consultancy for all different types of people, from junior exploration companies through to governments. The mining industry is critical to the transition to a low carbon economy because without mines and geologists to find those resources, we'll be unable to meet the demands for the transition to a low carbon economy by finding those resources that are critical to enable that transition to occur. It's a well-known fact that obviously global warming is a reality and that has been primarily caused by human interaction and the production of CO2 into the atmosphere through the burning of fossil fuels, for example. In order to mitigate the effects of that and reduce the effects in the future, we need to transition away from a predominantly fossil fuel based economy into something that is more sustainable. And part of that can be met by, for example, solar power, wind power, hydropower, for example, but all of these technologies require the use of materials that, frankly, we need mines and geologists to find those resources. So the mining cycle requires a whole breadth of different specialisations to meet this transition to a low carbon economy. Everything from geologists to go out and actually find the resources, through to people like mining engineers to actually design efficient mines so that the resources can be economically extracted. We need good processing engineers, for example, metallurgists, to extract the most part of that resource that is available to minimise the number of future mines that we need. And we need, of course, engineers in the future to turn those resources into the materials that we need for a low carbon economy. I think that the mining industry has got a bit of a bad reputation, unfortunately, and I think that as an industry we are beginning to address that, but I think we need to address it more strongly. And I think that part of the issue is that from a young age people don't really understand why mines are important and where the materials come from that are used in their daily life. I'm particularly passionate about speaking to people at a young age by going into schools, for example, and talking to them about what I do, why the mining industry is important, what geologists do, where materials come from. When I'm talking to primary school children in particular and secondary school children, you can see the sort of almost like the fog lifted from their eyes of wow, I had no idea that these things were so important. I think it's also quite useful that after I've done these sort of talks, the actual teachers come up to me as well, and they're just as important as reaching out to the children, of course, because they're the ones who are going to be teaching the future generations. And they very often don't understand where these materials come from either. There's nothing I like more than seeing the faces of young people when they're actually looking at things, and you tell them what it is, where it comes from, and what it's used for as well. So I think that's just one example of how we can actually get people to understand why mines are important. And I think there's many more things, there's many other initiatives that industry can take forward as well. By participating in festivals, road shows, all sorts of things, just getting the name out of who we are, what we do and why it's important.